Hello. How we doing today? It's let me see if I can get this right now. Podcast number 6 for my amputee site. Active amputee. Just wanted to say hey, check in. Got a couple of things to talk about this week. A bit different intro music today here. I think it's a cover tune. Better Off Alone. Purity Rings version of it. It's an old song from I used to like it. It's a hit, one hit wonder kind of deal. But I like the way they did it, so here we start off with that. It's a little poignant, it's got a good message. So we're trying things a little different today. I am using a different recording device, and we'll see how that goes. I'm using a phone instead of the iPad. I'm gonna start things off. For those of you that have been watching, I start each podcast off with my positive affirmation drink. Let's see what we got here today. I've got I think it's a Diet Coke. It could be a regular Coke from last night that's been sitting around most of the day today. I've got my water here with me too. I just got done working out a little bit, cooking some dinner all at the same time. Made myself a homemade pizza. We'll see how that turns out. But anyway, I just wanted to say hey and talk about a couple things that I think are relevant. And we'll, let me stop this there. Technical issues. Anyway, like I said, the positive affirmation drink. So how it works is, say, I have a phrase, attitude is everything. And then take a drink, kind of like a toast, to start off each one of these podcasts. So if you want to get something to drink, I'll give you a minute. I haven't drank any water hardly all day. I wish I knew if this thing was diet or not. They didn't punch the diet thing. I can't remember what I ordered. It's so watered down, it's hard to tell. I think it's, I believe it's, I don't know. It tastes diet tea, but who knows? Anyway, so if you've got your drink, water, alcohol, flat Coke like I do, or any other beverage, on 3, we're gonna kick this thing off. 1, 2, 3, say it. Attitude is everything. Yum. All right, now. I think I'm torturing myself a little bit because I went out last night and started eating. I didn't eat. What did I have for lunch yesterday? Not a very big. I ate a late lunch around 2. And I went and had a couple drinks, and I went to 2 different bars and I ordered food from both of them. And then I went through the drive-through last night on my way home. So, man, I had to have been starving I know I was starving for whatever reason. I've started doing cardio again. I'm getting up, and so my workouts have gotten a little longer. I'm getting up and riding my stationary bike, anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour every day now before I hit the resistance training, which I think is cool. Kind of helps me wake up a little bit better. It's been a little cool here, so I don't turn the heater on very often, but my workout stuff is close to my little kitchen here, and I'll crank open the stove and throw a couple slices of toast on the rack and leave it, bend it open while I'm working out. So it's a good way to kind of get warmed up. Because it got down, I think got down to 32 a couple nights, and then was back up in the 80s, and then now I think it's currently 64. I don't even know what the low is going to be tonight, but that's kind of the weather around here this time of year. Can set you up to get sick because of all the yo-yoing back and forth, but I'll take it. I mean, I got some friends up north who are go weeks at a time at a miserably cold temperature, and I could do that for a little while. It sounds fun, but a week or two, I think I would be miserable. So the subjects today I wanted to talk about are my roommate, treating my roommate better. His name's Joe, and I'll get into that in a minute. And then, is David Byrne cool or awesome or good? I don't know if y'all know who David Byrne is. He used to be the singer for, oh my gosh, what was the name of the band? Where Is My Beautiful Wife? Talking Heads. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I blanked on that. I am not a fan. I think everybody likes probably one Talking Head song or has heard one, and very unusual person. I'm gonna get into the reason I'm talking about him, because I think, as we've been talking about, attitude is everything. I think he's somebody that exemplifies that. Once again, not a huge fan, but I'm gonna give you my case for why I think he's awesome and he's good. It's art is subjective, and that his attitude is what makes him that way, as it does for a lot of people. And it's, so anyway, my roommate, yeah, I don't doubt if any of y'all even knew that I had a roommate. This is my roommate. His name is Joe. He's a cactus, and he's been neglected. I have watered him from time to time, but as you can see, he's in this little bitty pot here. I've got this, whoa, spilling some stuff here. See, I told you I watered him. I've got this bigger pot that I bought at the same time I bought him. I've not transplanted him yet. I've been telling myself I'm gonna do that. So by next week, when I do my next podcast, it's a little accountability thing. I'm gonna give you an update on treating Joe with a little bit more respect. As you can see, Joe can be a real prick. It's a joke about, I called him that because I've known a Joe or two and they were pricks. So if anybody's out there named Joe, and it's not all Joes, but just a couple that I've known. So I thought that was kind of funny. So that's my roomie. He's a pretty good roommate. He doesn't complain a whole lot, and but he does give me that look every morning because I got him right here by the sink, and like, hey man, you were supposed to, are you gonna take care of me or do what you said? So we'll see what happens by next week. Attitude is everything. Something that I obviously believe strongly in. And so David Byrne, as I was talking about, lead singer, used to be with the Talking Heads. I saw he had a solo music thing on HBO. He's done some solo albums. I really don't know the names of any of them, but the thing on HBO I saw had a lot of drummers and everybody was barefoot, and it was very unusual. And it was pretty artsy in a odd kind of way, I guess. But so is David Byrne a good singer? We can start there. A lot of people would say technically maybe not, that he doesn't have a very good range, that his voice is maybe sometimes a little flat, or just not very appealing to the ears as let's say someone like a T-Pain, or someone even without the auto-tune, or somebody who can really sing hooks. That's a big move I see on a lot of hip hop music is people will, the artist, French Montana or whoever it may be, will get and so many others, they'll get somebody who's got a really sweet voice to sing the hook, and that's the part that you remember, and then they just do the rap part, and it's a hit a lot of times, and it goes, and it's awesome, and everybody loves it. Always felt kind of bad for the, who was another one, Nate Dogg, has sang on a lot of songs. He had just that real rich sounding voice. 21 Questions, I think, is the one that comes to mind. And really, not to say that these other artists aren't talented. I mean, they definitely have the talent in finding other people, but I always felt like they got shortchanged just a little bit. Because the main people got all the credit, but you know, I guess it's a mutual relationship. The other people get to be get notoriety and whatnot from it as well. So back to David Byrne. I should have probably did some reading up on him or whatever. I can't remember. I think I heard one of their old songs, Burning Down the House or something, while I was driving this week. And I was like, you know, this song is it good? They've done a couple of covers too of some blues songs. All their covers have been really odd, not at all like the originals, which I love. I love it when somebody does a cover and it sounds a lot different than the original version, and it's good still. And I've heard, like I said, a little bit of the solo stuff, and that special I saw, God, it's probably been a good year or so. And is the guy talented or not? That's the big question. I would imagine there's some people that really love him and other people that are kind of indifferent or hate him, just aren't into it. But I'm gonna go with yes, that he's awesome, and it's because of his attitude. I know when he's with the Talking Heads, he would dress a certain way and act a certain way. I think he had one where he had the big suit on, and just some other stuff that he did. Real attitude. And this thing I saw on HBO, like I didn't watch all of it. It's just wasn't my thing, but it was kind of cool. It was a lot of drums and stuff like that. And it was a performance art kind of deal. And once again, not the best vocals or music in the world, but it was just kind of, it was original and it was cool. And I think that's what makes him a special kind of person. And you see this in all kinds of arts, people in work, sports, all kinds of things. They get the basics down to whatever discipline that they're working on the best they can. And I'm sure he spent hours and hours working on singing and stuff growing up, and when he first got into music. I'm not trying to say that he did, you know, I think the misinterpretation people get about a lot of artists is that they made it overnight, and but I would say tons of them really worked a good chunk of their life developing their craft. So he's got this quirky voice, like I said, it kind of out of tune and flat at times, and very unusual, but he makes it work for him. He gives it his all. He and he believes in it. He believes in himself, and I think that's what makes him unique and special. And I'm trying to stress this point because I see this with people, like I said, in all kinds of different varieties of life. There used to be a guy in Austin, Texas, that he's pretty much a homeless guy that sold roses, and but he was like the coolest guy. You'd run across him when he's doing his thing, and he just had such a great vibe about him, and really peaceful, loving type of person. And I think, in fact, I was walking with somebody and we were talking about the it factor, and we ran across, this is years ago, of course, we were talking about attitude and having it, and I pointed over to that guy, And I said, what about him? Does he have it? And he's like, oh, he's absolutely got it. So that's kind of where the attitude is everything thing comes in. Do you have it? Is it in you? Do you believe in yourself? Do you give it your all? Despite what people think or might say. I mean, I could go on and on about a lot of artists out there. One of the Bob Dylan, biggest example ever. In fact, a lot of people say, oh, he's more of a poet than us, because was never a great singer. But definitely one of, once again, not a huge fan, but definitely probably one of the more important artists in music history in this country. There's a lot of old blues players that were self-taught how to play guitar. Probably didn't know a lot of them. Maybe somebody showed them a couple chords or whatever. I saw a special on TV one time about the blues, and they had this guy in this old cabin, and he was using a butter knife or spoon or something to play guitar with. And they were filming him, and it was just amazing. The sounds and the things, the tones and stuff this guy was getting out of his guitar. He taught himself how to make something appealing to that worked for him. And he used a very unconventional method to do it. And I'm not saying you have to be unconventional, but what I'm saying is, if there's something you're passionate about, work, play, your dealings with other people, if you keep pushing forward on it, and you really believe in yourself, you're going to be good at it. You're going to get good at it. And you'll probably do it different than anybody else, depending on your personality and your environment, how you grew up, and all that kind of stuff. So without getting a whole bunch into it, I just wanted to kind of explain a little bit about the attitude is everything. I know I've probably I'm repeating myself here somewhat. I kind of strike this theme a lot when I do these, because I so strongly believe that applying yourself, working hard, and having a good attitude, good work ethic, believing in yourself despite what anybody says, are what it takes to make it in this world and be successful. So I guess that's the point I wanted to get across. I think I may have had some other notes here about what I wanted to talk about today. Okay, yeah, I had one other point I wanted to, and this is kind of with the attitude is everything. This is more about playing the part. Like we're talking about Mr. Byrne. He has on certain clothes that he wears when he performs, probably certain clothes that he wears when he goes out in public, just to express the type of person he is. But how can I put this? Okay, at work, doing your jobs, the looks count. They count a lot. Your attitude, the way you dress and take care of yourself counts a ton. There are days when I wear scrubs to work. They're actually pretty cool. Maybe I'll see if I can get a picture of them. I took one leg and had it hemmed up so that you can see my prosthesis. I kind of borrowed that from a friend who was taking his and rolling them up and tying them up, and I just took mine to the tailor and just had them altered. I did the first set myself, and they came out all right, but it was, I left it up to the pros after that. But when I walk into a place with scrubs on to see patients, you can definitely tell when you're dealing with other medical professionals that you get treated differently. I remember one time when I was more of just an advocate, I would wear shorts all the time, a nice, decent pair of khaki shorts or whatever, and either a collared shirt or a t-shirt. Try to look decent, and but nothing, I wasn't putting on a suit or nothing. But I remember a criticism that actually I got from an enemy, someone who's disgruntled, a former employee of a place I worked at, and she was kind of going around and bad-mouthing me and the company I was with. She left on really bad terms. She was, talk about attitude and being everything. Hers was the wrong direction. She was something else. But anyway, one of her criticisms that she's going around is she would say, well, Ty doesn't, he doesn't look professional. Like, he shouldn't be in the clinics anywhere because he's not wearing scrubs. He doesn't look like someone that could treat patients. First of all, I don't ever treat patients. So I thought that was a little bit of a silly comment, but at the same time, she was right in some ways. It's like a cop having a uniform, or people wearing uniforms for different jobs or whatever. The looks do count. I'm not saying you have to fall into a certain category or follow the leader. We kind of talked about that last week on my other podcast. But looking the part and acting like you know what you're doing are 50%, if not more, of the whole experience. I've seen you start off a new job or a new thing. I've seen a lot of people, their attitude and their professionalism, their experience really will get them through a lot of situations, even if everything's all new to them. So you've got to always remember whatever you're doing, to act the part, look the part, be the part. I mean, that's what life is about. I'm not telling anybody to be a faker, but to keep in mind, when you're doing certain things, that people have a certain idea and certain expectations, and to help overcome some of those, being the part will help you with some of the obstacles that you may encounter. Well, that's it. Very short podcast today. Still working out. Today was Shoulders Day. Feeling pretty good. Like I said, I added some cardio. Really cut down on the drinking this last week. I was super proud of myself. I did go out to celebrate last night a little bit, and with the way that went, though, I think I'm gonna continue to dial that back. Felt really good this week. Got up early every day. Worked out. Felt great getting up. I mean, I went to bed pretty early a couple times too. I think some of the holiday travel and other things were still catching up to me, but things have been going good. Still a little bit sore from the arthritis and the gout, but feeling much better. Like I said, adding that cardio, which I was a little bit hesitant about, mainly for time restraints, has I think been pretty beneficial. And just not drinking as much has really been helpful also. So I'm going to continue on that track and keep doing things. I'll keep giving updates. Like I said, any comments, questions, ty_s_wilson@yahoo.com. You can shoot me an email. I love questions. If you ever want to meet or schedule me to come talk to a group in person, same way, ty_s_wilson@yahoo.com. Shoot me an email, leave me a comment here, leave me a comment on YouTube, or you might be on YouTube. I always forget you could be looking at this through all kinds of different media. By the way, I have an old video about how to put your pants on as an amputee that I shot several years ago, and somebody has stolen it. Well, they didn't really steal it, but somehow or another they got it aggregated into their website so that it goes to their website with them talking about how to put your pants on, even though it has my name. It's I don't know how they got that included in their in the search hits or whatever. And it's not that big a deal to me. I'm teaching people stuff and educating them. This person who will not be named is a very popular person, but I just thought it was odd that how that got. I don't know if that became part of the search engine optimization or whatever. It seemed a little odd. But anyway, not a biggie. Just funny how the internet works at times. I hope everybody is doing great. Keep up the attitude. Adjust the attitude if you need to. And we will see you next week.